Hi guys, hope everybody's well. I wasn't actually going to film today because it has been a bit of a busy couple of days, but I think I saw a new subscriber, so I just wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate it, whatever it is you have taken from these videos. I really do hope it serves you well, and I genuinely appreciate all the supporters thus far. Um, it means a lot, it really does. I have spoken on some things this week, some slightly different things, but I don't want us to lend our energy too much to that stuff. It was more just to give you an insight and so you could gain some clarity surrounding those topics. But what I do want to encourage, just because we are coming up to the weekend, we are on our way to the end of the year. I just wanted to encourage you to start to apply the new knowledge that we come into. It's all well and good seeing and knowing and scrolling and listening to all these things, but I want to encourage you to apply the new knowledge. It's important that we do so. um we're so fortunate, we have the internet, we've got social media, we've got all these different platforms, and they're great for entertainment, but there's so much to be learned on them too. And I just think, whilst it's nice that we can get some entertainment, we need to be in a position where the things that we're learning, we start to apply them to our lives. And that could be anything. That could be navigating a new career that you wanted to step into. It could be navigating your relationships. It could be even like, I don't know, like a compensation claim. Like someone's done a video on how to go about that, and you've watched it, and because it said it's 2 to 3 years before you'll even see the money, you thought, oh, that's long. Listen, we're already at Christmas already from last Christmas. It's not as long as you think if you have an expectant heart, but if you just do the work and let it be, who knows? Apply the new knowledge and see where you land. And I say that with the passion that I do, because I am a proud student of YouTube University. When I first came into this chapter in my life, you could say I probably needed therapy, but I couldn't afford therapy at the time. And so I had to self therapize. Now, I was on a journey with God, and I believe it was Him that brought me to YouTube. And when I say what it's done for me, it's I've been able to shift the trajectory for mine and my kids' lives based on what things may have looked like when I first came into single motherhood. And so I share that to say, whatever it is you're going through, or whatever season you've been through, start applying the new knowledge that you're learning online. I'm not saying from me, because I don't know it all. Like I said, I just share. But there are so many creators and so much that we have access to online these days, that I'm just saying, instead of getting into a habit of just scrolling, nodding in agreement, yeah, that's good, that's a word, that's this, but not doing anything with it, start to apply it. And I get it, it's tough. And yes, for a season, you do need to sit back and digest it. It does take a moment to do that. Allow yourself that time. But once you've had that digestive season, start to take those baby steps to apply what you are learning in regards to what it is you need to do, so that you can start seeing the fruit. We have to start applying. And I wanted to share that now because we are coming up to the end of the year. And as I've said before, it is about starting anew. But we, based on what we have access to in this day and age, we need to put it into application. And I also understand sometimes we get into that mindset, we feel a little bit stuck, because it can be many things, but it can be like that anger and frustration of when you realize where you went wrong based on what you're learning now. You can almost be angry with yourself for making said mistakes or going down a path that you didn't need to go down. Listen, you didn't have the tools, you didn't have the knowledge. So what you need to do is forgive yourself first. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. And now you know, you can do better. I also think sometimes it's easier to look at the people who are giving knowledge and or are spitting knowledge and say, well, it's all right for them because they haven't had this or they haven't had to deal with that. Believe me when I say listen, there's some people out there that are on a camera because they just want to be seen, and we see those people, and that's okay. We need those people too. If not for those people, certain platforms wouldn't have taken off, which has given space to others of us to come on. But the majority of people that are spitting knowledge online, the reason why they do it with the passion they do it with is because they have been through some things. They have been through some things. It could be pertaining to what they're sharing, it could be something else, but then they came into the knowledge. Everyone's got their story, so don't look at them like they're the rare exception and oh, it's okay for them. But I'll be honest, when I started to really get into my YouTube university, and I didn't have the language for it back then, but I realized it. I shifted from watching telly and watching a bit of YouTube to pretty much just YouTube videos. And while some were entertaining and some were a little bit about tea, slowly but surely that shifted, and it was more and more self development. And I kid you not, with that, and I 100% believe God put that in front of me because he knew what I needed and he knows what we need. As I've said before, our hearts just need to be postured towards him so that we can get it. If we are bitter, if we are angry, if we are not believing, then we can't be receptive of the new knowledge when it comes. We're going to be looking at it sideways. We're going to be looking at it with disdain. But if our hearts are postured towards him, whether we're in right standing or not, but if we're trying to do better, he's a faithful God. He's not a man that he should lie. He will reach out his hand, and as you do your bit, he'll just do a little bit more. I can attest to it. I've seen it every day. I don't want to get emotional, but it's the truth. It's the truth. I see it every day, even now. Even me putting myself in a position where I can now be a servant, where it's, listen, there's nothing I can give God, but he's given me everything. But this little bit, like I said, my obedience comes from me wanting to be a faithful servant and just do a little bit where I can give back. And even in that, when you're opening yourself up to attacks because you're doing the work, and you're spreading the gospel where possible, and you're opening yourself up to attacks, listen, he gives you these nods of approval, these little things, so you know that you are pleasing to him and he can see you, and he sends his little blessings to keep you going, keep you going. And so I just want you to encourage you today that you may have been through some things, you may not have been through some things, but you're just at a crossroads and you're wondering how to go about the next step. New Year's coming and you've got all these dreams or things you want to do, or it might be small things. It might just be a small shift in life that you want to do, but you're overthinking it. Apply the new knowledge. Don't try to do too much too soon. Take it, digest it, and start implementing it into your life slowly. Over this Christmas break, start jotting down notes as to how you will work towards that. And as of the new year, if not before, start stepping into it and applying it, and it will change your life. Anyway, I hope you all have a blessed weekend. Look after yourselves, and we will hopefully catch up soon. Take care.